Do you have any insights on, getting back to these universals and understanding that, like, there aren't as many top-down solutions as we might think? Are there any universals of things that you feel fairly confident don't work to address this problem? Maybe some conventional wisdoms about teacher retention that your work has suggested doesn't really fix the issue as much as we would hope.
Mm. Yeah, one thing is I think that there is kind of this belief that if we lighten the burden on teachers, that that will help. So I've seen in schools where, you know, there are no clubs that involve teachers because they don't want to add to teachers' workloads, which of course makes sense, but it can kind of take away this piece that that ties a teacher to a school. So I don't think that's the driving factor. I think that as a result of everything else that's going on and the lack of support for them, they just don't have the capacity to sort of do these things outside the classroom. But if we could make it so that they did, they may actually enjoy the work more because they may feel, more tied to the school.
Well, that's pretty interesting. So it's not as much about the workload itself. I mean, every teacher I've met, they've never been afraid of some hard work, and that's why they got into the profession, because they want to do work that's worth doing. And
Yes.
if you're taking away teachers' ability to coach a sports team that they really care about, or run a school club that they were a member of when they were in high school, and instead replacing that with a bunch of work that is monotonous or is repetitive or doesn't directly relate to improving student outcomes, I could see that leading to burnout.
Yeah. 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 I think it's a matter of taking away the wrong things. So yeah,
Mm.
trying to lighten their load and taking away the things that are easiest to take away. Um, but that still leaves a lot of the issues that teachers are facing just within the classroom.
So you think that's why this is happening, is that, you know, the school says, okay, we need to lighten teachers' workloads. And when they look at what a teacher's workload is, it's a lot easier to just say, well, you can't coach the chess team anymore, instead of trying to actually get into the weeds of like all the administrative and paperwork stuff that teachers have to do and figure out how to lighten that workload instead. And so by going for the easier but more fulfilling work and taking that away, you might be reducing that teacher's workload, but you're also increasing the likelihood that they're not going to stick around next year.
Yes, I think that that is true. And of course, not in every case, but I do think that's a factor. The other important thing is that it isn't just teacher turnover, it's sort of the administration, the superintendents and the principals. Again, I have kids in elementary school, and within 7 years, I think we saw four different principals at the same school. And each principal comes in with new goals and new priorities, and that leaves teachers again kind of scrambling to adapt. So it's a field where it's particularly rough to have as much change as we're currently seeing in the workforce. It's just very disruptive.